Hey everybody, it's Rob here. Today I want to update you with a couple new things and meta shifts that has happened in the Abattoir of Zir. And players are basically able to snapshot like all kinds of buffs in Abattoir of Zir, and I want to talk about some like weird mechanics with metamorphosis as well today. So the first thing you might have seen, there's been a lot of like Barb clears in the height in the 20s. We're also starting to clear in the 20s now, as we have our Tears of Blood glyph all the way up to 50 after the recent amazing buffs that Blizzard did. But the first thing that you can snapshot into the Abattoir of Zir, and what snapshot basically means is like you take an effect and you like buff yourself with it, and this buff persists for a certain amount of time basically. Snapshotting happens all the time. For example, with Whirlwind, you can snapshot the Limitless Rage, like you have this like 60 stack buff, and as long as you keep spinning, it snapshots this 60% buff. But the people are taking this a step further. For example, on the Barb, the top clears, like all of the top clears, you literally can't compete unless you do this. Snapshot the Bone Breaker or the elements, the aspect of the elements. So what they do is they open the Abattoir of Zir, they equip a two-hander with the element aspect, and they equip a ring with the element aspect, and then you enter the run, and then you simply switch it back to another aspect, Limitless Rage in this case, and you keep the buff up all the time, like it would be on a two-hander. So you get a 1.6 multiplier cycling through every 7 seconds. That's like the first snapshot you can do. It basically increases your damage by another, well, 30% whenever the buff persists here. And yeah, that is looking tremendously strong here. And you see, like with this glyph, we're also like gaining a bunch of attack power here overall. So that's one of the first snapshots. That this is basically the best you can do on the Barb. There is another snapshot that is actually hurting players. That is also like a weird interaction between. I need to re-equip my other bracers. It's a weird interaction between the Ravenous and the Metamorphosis. So what Metamorphosis does, it has a chance to lucky hit, a very high chance. So if you lucky hit with the Metamorphosis, it procs your Ravenous. But when that happens, you're not getting as much attack speed as you should have. So you see my base is 28. And my bonus movement speed is like 24% right now only. But see, if I proc Ravenous, it might take me a few attempts. So we see how much attack speed we get when we proc the Ravenous with our Metamorphosis. So we have 28. Still 28, didn't get it. Great. Good showcase. Might take a few attempts. See, 38. So this is only 10% attack speed buff, right? And it should be way more. So this is when it procs off Metamorphosis. And now we use our real skill, like let's say our Whirlwind, to proc it. Might also take a bit. Or we use our Hoda. Didn't get it yet. Oh. See, we use Metamorphosis. This happens in the Rift all the time, and it's a huge problem. I'm gonna get into it in a second. I just want to show you that it gets more when it actually procs out of my Hoda. See, and most of the time it procs from my Metamorphosis. It just did it again. 38. There we go, 90%. This is the number it should be. This is 40% of my total movement speed. So what the Metamorphosis is doing, it's ignoring the 100% base movement speed completely. So you always have, like, you know, your character starts and you always have 100%. So you only get the benefit from the added movement speed. And what this buff does, it also snapshots. So when your Metamorphosis procs the lower attack speed amount, and you then get another lucky hit proc from your like actual attack, you will always keep the low bonus. And this happens in practice all the time. On my Hoda Barb, I tried it in the run, I was having the sheet open, it happens all the time. So I lose about 50% attack speed just with this bug. So here, now I can smash all I want, I will never get more than 38, because the buff just refreshes itself. So I need to like drop the buff and then get the first proc with my Hoda. And now even if I Metamorphosis and re-proc it, it'll keep this 78 bonus. But yeah, most of the time, guys, I run into an elite pack, so this really improves your Barb damage. It's a huge like problem actually. Like this should probably be fixed. I don't know about the other snapshot bugs, maybe yes, maybe no. It's always a philosophical question if these things should snapshot or not. But this one is definitely a huge L for the player. So it initially nerfs your damage by up to 50%, because now you have 38. And if I now go and refresh this buff here, with my actual like attacks here, like look, I refreshed it a couple times, I'm still gonna be at 38. So I didn't see it here, but I'm still gonna be at 38. So as long as it refreshes the bugged Ravenous proc with Metamorphosis, you're never gonna get the full value out of your Ravenous. And again, like I use my Metamorphosis to make the targets vulnerable. So whenever I engage an elite, I always dash first. And if I proc my Ravenous and I just keep fighting, I'm basically losing 50% attack speed for the entire fight. Because again, the Ravenous does snapshot the bug or interaction here with the Metamorphosis. Okay, but let's go back to Abattoir of Zir. So we have the aspect of element snapshot. I'm going to show you something even crazier that the ball lightning Sorc is doing. I've seen the top clears, they're all doing it. So we're going quickly on ball arena right here. It's going to be on YouTube, friends. So on the Sorcerer, you can snapshot the key passives into the run. So what players are doing, and this is huge, obviously. So you're in town, you open the Abattoir of Zir key, you have Verse Mastery here, together with the Mage Lord Warlord plate. So you enter, you open the Abattoir of Zir, you go in, and then what you do, or what people are doing, you take out the Verse Mastery while you're in the run, you put on Asus, and then you take this out and you put on Raiment because you need Raiment for the pixel pulse. And what this will achieve, you will still have your Verse Mastery with all the damage reduction active, and you will also have the Asu active now. And Asu is also not working properly because even though Ball Lightning, I don't even have it right now here because I was testing stuff, even that Ball Lightning is a lightning spell, it still counts for the Asu Fire spell. So you have a snapshotted passive here with Verse Mastery. You take it out, you have an extra defensive aspect, but now you have Raiments actually for the pixel pool. So you're playing with two key passives at the same time. You're playing with a fire passive that's actually affecting your Ball Lightning skill. And then I haven't tested it, but I've heard some rumors. Maybe you can even snapshot the Asu one. So you equip the attack speed. Like this is like not Verse, but you now snapshot the Asu one. So you go attack speed, you go Asu, and then you respec it to, I don't know, to Verse or to something else. I don't know, maybe you can do a double snapshot. I haven't tested it. I'm not really like playing that much Sorc because I'm focused on my Barb. So yeah, there's like all kinds of crazy things going on. There's probably a lot more buffs that other classes, like I don't even know, on Druid, on Necro, on Rogue, what they can snapshot into the Abattoir of Zir. And I'm not even looking forward to find out. So there is, yeah, a lot of things here that are like at least a bit problematic. Like if you're not doing this, you will not be able to compete on the highest tiers, because obviously getting a completely free Verse Mastery passive with the snapshot method here is completely insane. And you can try this yourself if you want, but yeah, it's definitely quite some shenanigans, man. I don't know. Like, you know, in Diablo 3, this learning experience was there, right? I'm just not a huge fan of this, like, item switching. Like, if I go back on my Barb, there's, like, so many things that you need to switch in order to compete on the highest tiers, because, like, you've seen the 25 clear that I uploaded, like, monsters literally have HP in the trillions. Like, the monsters, the elite has 6 trillion or something HP. And yeah, if you're not, like, if you're missing a 1.6 multiplier, or if you're missing, like, 2 key passives, like, how are you gonna compete? When other people are doing this. Obviously, there's no leaderboard right now, so there's, like, no, like, big competition, but leaderboards are coming in Season 3. And I'm definitely a bit concerned with that stuff, because, like, yeah, if item switching is allowed, so here, like, lots of Barbs switch the amulets, like, lots of Barbs switch Tarbot's Will to Bleeding One, lots of Barbs do the snapshot stuff. Whenever you find a shrine, you want to switch to shrine buff duration on boots and helm, for example, the blast wave, or even to some degree the protection shrine can be a huge help. People are snapshotting the shrine buff duration, so you see a shrine on the map, you click these two things, and well, suddenly now you have an extra 18 and an extra 25% shrine buff duration. You click the shrine, you switch back, nothing lost, and you just play normally again. These switches, they take like half a second or something, and they give you like, I don't know, 10, 15 extra seconds. Obviously, it's very tryhard, guys, but this is like the end game content. This is like where people challenge their characters, and if they can squeeze out some more damage by doing some, you know, like weird item switching or some shenanigans like that, that's just what they will do, guys. Like if there was a reason that this gear and like your skills and everything was locked in Diablo 3 Greater Rifts. Because, you know, if there's like a system like this where it's getting hard, people are like thinking out of the box, and this is cool. Like there's so much innovation, so many new things are getting figured out. But like these things are obviously problems, in my opinion, that the game has. And with leaderboards coming here in a couple weeks, I would just wish that there would be like a PTR, like some kind of like test server where we can test the stuff beforehand. And yeah, I would just like, I don't know, like see that the D4 dev team could take some inspiration from the things that happened in D3 with Greater Rifts in the past, like having the, let's say, Blast Wave Shrines. They're also scaling like crazy in the Abattoir of Zir, and you can make them scale with like your Banished Lord, with your Overpower, you can make them scale with a crit chance and stuff. In the end, like probably on the highest tier, the only way to kill stuff is with a Blast Wave Shrine or something. Like you can like snapshot it a lot on the Blast Wave front as well when you click the shrine. So I don't know what the shenanigans that we will see. Nobody has beaten 25 yet, but a lot of the Chinese groups are very close. They've beaten 24, and they are pushing on 25. We'll see what new innovations come out there. But yeah, it's definitely going to involve some item switching, some out-of-the-box thinking, and not all of it is problematic. Like a lot of it is pretty cool. But I think a lot of these like item swaps, snapshots, like kind of things, is not really that healthy for the game. Just wanted to make this little update video here and let you guys know what's going on. Hope you enjoy. Good luck out there. GG. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like or a comment. I'm also live on Twitch almost every day, so come and say hi.